And when I speak and I tell them it's time for me today to go and take care of some business, and they say, well, Sergeant Major, I looked at the clock and I was wondering when you was leaving. And they asked me, one of the young soldiers asked me, well, where you going, Sergeant Major? I said, it's Friday. Do you not understand that I have to go to Juma? And I am the senior enlisted advisor of this organization. And I told them that I make the rules for me when it comes down to my blessings. And I told them, it says you hurry to prayer. And then once the business is done, you go back and take care of your business. I must set that example for all enlisted soldiers out there. Because if I don't leave business, then the business will take care of me. You have to show them that Allah is in charge of everything. I work for a 3-star general. And when he looked at his watch and pointed to his watch and said, Friday, are you going? I said, sir, that's not a question. I said, I was just waiting for my driver to pull up and I'm going to get my vehicle and we're going to move out. So I would tell you that anything that you do, you must go in. When I was interviewed for the job, I told my boss, I only got one request. And I just gotta let you know that it really wasn't a request, sir. I said, sir, that if I can only be your senior enlisted advisor just on Friday, I can leave to go to Juma and come back and finish my business. He looked over at his administrative assistant and said, ensure that Commander Sergeant Major Muhammad has nothing on his schedule on Fridays because we must make sure that he's happy. Because the Army has a thing called resilience, and they call it the comprehensive fitness of soldiers. And part of that fitness is spiritual. The other one is family. The other one is social. The other one is mentally, physically tough. And we cannot balance our family, our spiritual, and our mental toughness without understanding what's right. I leave you with these final thoughts. I heard Dr. Fisher, for those of you who know Dr. Fisher established all the housing for wounded veterans across our military. When family members need housing, when they come visit their wounded warriors, Dr. Fisher provided the housing at limited cost for the family members to stay so they don't have to go into their financial ability. And I listened to this man speak to hundreds of leaders. He said to the folks out there, he said, thank you is no longer enough for the freedom of which you endure today. I would tell you, thank you is enough for this well soldier. I am thankful for being a soldier. I'm thankful for your greatness. I'm thankful for your leadership and guidance. And I only ask that you continue to support our family members and our service members, because I got to tell you, they endure a lot. They endure a lot. I have been on 5 deployments, and God bless my wife for hanging in there with me, and my children, my daughter Ashley, my daughter Karima, my son Sultan II, and my lovely wife Dana Muhammad. I would not be the man I am without them, with their support and understanding and being there when I come back to home. And in the audience today, we also have our extended family. I'll be remiss if I miss them. My sister Aisha, who's also part of this community, my sister-in-law, my brother Khalid, we're all here and we're standing tall. My grandson Nasir and my granddaughter Nadia, we're all here, standing here, because this is what's important. Gathering together. My father started us out with this convention, and I will tell you, I'm going to die coming to this convention. This is all we get ready for. It's on my calendar, and everyone knows in September, around Labor Day, that I have a duty. I have a calling to come here and show you that I'm still here strong and serving you. And I will tell you that if anyone tries to talk about the Muslims in a negative tone in my presence, they understand that Allah has something for them. And right after him comes me. So he put me in the path of all Muslims, and I tell you, he put me in the path of all individuals, and I'm proud to be your servant, your senior enlisted advisor, and your Muslim. I would tell you, on this closing note, the gray hair in the middle of my head is a birthmark. They call me the senior because I'm the guy at the top of the food chain. The thing that worries me the most is the best advisement I can give that we can continue on to be the most successful community in this United States of America. Allahu Akbar, all praise to Allah. Allah love you, and I do too. And Allah continue to bless you.
Let me do a mic change for a moment here. Testing, testing, 1, 2. Sergeant Major Sultan Muhammad, third Understand, some of you might not know this, but his position, my position, being we equivalent, I'm Air Force and Army, but our positions, we represent the top 1% of the enlisted force throughout the whole thing. That's so everybody can't get there. The top percent. You know, last year my son wanted to come. He was going through Army training, and they didn't let him come. I called him. He made a phone call, and you all saw my son here last year in Army uniform. That's what the Sergeant Major can do. So we thank Allah for him. And at our positions, when we go into an organization, if we go into an organization and the meeting is sitting around us, they have to put in the schedule time for us to stop and make prayer. You understand that? They have to include that in our agenda because they know we're Muslim in our position. They make time for us to make prayer. They do that. Alhamdulillah. Allah has taken us, a mistreated people, and we've gone through all we've gone through. We've gone from being positioned as property to being in prominent positions. Sergeant Major. And then Allah takes us from what? From pressure to president. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? Praise be to Allah. We will now bring up Staff Sergeant, Veteran, Lyndon Bilal. I mentioned he was at the Pentagon with our imam. We want to hear from him, and he's going to share some things with us that should help us see his back. Lyndon Bilal.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wa sallam. I'm honored and blessed, and as they say, highly favored to be among you gentlemen and all of you today. Take a few minutes to listen to what little old me say. And Allah blessed me, first of all, He opened my heart to Al-Islam when I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know my purpose in life, why I was here, and what I should be doing. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the mighty and the most high, He blessed me to be in the presence of our leader, Imam W.D. Muhammad, to come into Al-Islam while a member of the Air Force, and directed me to be one of his followers and his supporters. I thank Allah so much every day and all my du'as for that opportunity, because that opened up to me to be standing here today, because I was on a path of total destruction of self, and who knows what else was in that path. But Allah guided me when I knew nothing. And Imam Muhammad taught me the way. I like to reflect on this story when I was in basic training. My older brother, Wali, in Gary, Indiana, had already accepted Al-Islam around 1975, somewhere around that time. And I was trying to follow him because he was my big brother. He was a very popular guy with the ladies. popular with the drugs,